Hey everybody, this is Erico and I am back again on whatever screen you may be watching this on. Hope you guys are doing well. I feel slightly frustrated, and it goes all the way back to the point I made in another video where I talked about the supposed Miss Japan and all that whole situation and how Japanese people feel like that they should have spaces that are just for them, and how there are foreigners that are also in the equation but are kept out of these Japanese exclusive spaces. And this situation right here proves what I said and proves why I understand it now. At first I was like, oh no, like this is not right. This makes me feel like that you're just segregating. But looking at the situation with over tourism and Japan dealing with all of the riffraff and all of the crowds that are coming in now. Because when Japan opened up after Miss Rona strutted around in her red heels all throughout the streets of the world, everyone went ah and ran into Japan. Not only did they go ah and run into Japan, they brought all of their nasty habits and ways along with them. And poor Mount Fuji, you know, is just being an active volcano. Is looking beautiful. Many different documentation photographs of Mount Fuji. We got like different symbols for companies that are inspired by Mr. Fujimoto. We don't even know. Is it a he? Am I being sexist? Like Japan's overzealous history? Or is it really Mrs. Fujimoto? Or is it they, them, Fuji? I don't know. Anyway, people want to take pictures around the glory, which is Mount Fuji. And it's become a huge deal on social media where foreigners want to go to Japan and they want to take this experience and share it and say, look, I did it. Look, I was somewhat near Mount Fuji, and this landmark of Japanese culture is something that I can say that, you know, I was there. This is a memory. And so many people are running to take pictures in this small Japanese town. And there's these convenience stores called Lawson, where it's kind of like a 7-Eleven in a way, but it is basically just a convenience store. And in this one small Japanese town, this Lawson is literally like right in the focal point of Mount Fuji. So people were like, oh my goodness, foreign people lost their minds. You know, Japanese people are like, this everyday thing, you know, Mount Fuji, yay, okay, let's move on, let's go get something to eat. You know, foreigners are like, no, we have to go to this Lawson. This is Fuji Lawson now. And so this brought droves and droves of people due to social media to this one location. This is a small town. The foreigners, I'm a foreigner. I'm talking like the foreigners. I'm a foreigner too. They ran on in there. They're trying to take pictures. There's lines. There are people trying to get to the railway station. They are disrupting traffic. The locals didn't say anything at first. However, it started to get worse. And then the locals started to complain.
道路に飛び出してしまったりとか、電動のキックボードとかあの辺でこうルール守らないでバンバン走って事故が起きてしまったりとか、そ 結構交通事故なんかもね、外国人の方絡みの交通事故も起きてる。
Because they're just like, we can't even get to where we need to go. There are all these non-Japanese people that are in the way of, they running into the traffic. They trying to become the traffic as a crowd. And Japanese people are just like, we're over this whole situation. Meanwhile, there is a good result coming out of this because these foreigners are going to the local businesses. However, Lawson is being overrun. And so, it kept happening and kept happening. The foreigners are coming in. They're like, forget all of you all. We just want a picture of us with Mount Fuji. Models are coming. Everybody's coming. All these publications are coming. Social media is still running rampant. Eventually, the village, the mayor, everybody was like, shut it down. You know what? Since you all can't behave, since you all can't respect us, we're just going to put a whole barrier up around Lawson store and stop you all from even seeing Mount Fuji or even taking pictures. How about that? So now what? See, people were kind of like, no, they did not. Just stop us from taking a picture of Mount Fuji. No, they did not ruin our Japanese experience. You just can't have good things anymore. I don't get it. Now it's one thing, okay, crowds go there and they want to take pictures, but they're still the locals. They're human beings. They have feelings like you have feelings. They're not anime characters. They're not from a manga. They're not cosplayers. They're not people that are there to just make you sushi and whatever other Japanese food you're fantasizing and thinking about. They're normal people. They're going on about their lives. They don't want to go into the store and try to get some canned coffee and run into a whole bunch of foreigners trying to take a picture of Mount Fuji or trying to be in a picture with Mount Fuji. Like, I don't understand why you as a guest can't have awareness for the people that actually live there. I don't understand why you can't have respect. Because, I go anywhere, I'm aware of my surroundings. I'm aware if I'm being disruptive. I'm aware if I'm being rude. I am, because I don't want to be rude. I know how to have manners. Am I disrupting you? I don't mean to. I just want to take the picture and leave. Or I'm not trying to disturb you all's daily life. It's like you being in wildlife and you going and you poking the lion and the lion is in his natural habitat and you're going to try to poke and play with the lion. And then when the lion ends up knocking your head off, your family comes screaming and crying in front of the newscaster people and the cameras. And it's like, no. Your loved one had no business out in the wildlife in the beginning. Leave the wildlife and the lion and everything else alone. It's just like, just this whole situation somewhat makes me physically ill. And it doesn't stop there. So they made this whole barrier. It's like a net made out of plastic. Now, the locals have to look at this ugly ass barrier blocking Mount Fuji. They're like, Dad, we can't even just look at Mount Fuji anymore. Like, you all just ruined everything. So now we have also, in the cities of Japan, there are these areas that are specific to geishas. You all might know, like, Memoirs of a Geisha and all the other different references to geishas. And there are these specific alleyways in specific areas where geishas frequent. And there is a lot of misconceptions about geishas. And these misconceptions are in a lot of foreigners' heads, especially like men. So you could go to these alleyways, take pictures with the geishas, maybe take pictures of the geishas. Just enjoy the ambience of this historical feat. However, we got men that are actually trying to harass the geishas. How did we get here? Make it make sense. How did they equate fan dancing, calligraphy, tea ceremonies to prostitute. Like, white men, what is wrong with you all? You all are really going and trying to harass the women. So now they made it so that there was a ban. You can't take pictures of the geishas, can't go near the geishas, stay away from them. Come on now. Come on. Get it together. Please get it together. And there's a debate where there's some foreigners that are like, well, no, we still should be able to take pictures of the geishas, and it's not fair. And then some people are like, I kind of understand. There's no argument here. This was cause and effect. Leave people alone. Treat people with respect. If you can't, leave them alone. Simple as that. It's just like, they're not prostitutes. They have skills. They're skilled entertainers. I don't know what that movie Memoirs of a Geisha or some of those other mediums put in y'all's heads, white men, but that's not what it is normally. Then we have another awful layer onto the situation. People bringing their nasty, dirty habits from wherever they come from. I don't know, a sewer, a hole in the wall, the bottom of the trash can. They come in from the bottom of the trash can where their trash should be. So now we have all these tourists coming in, and instead of them taking the trash that is in their hand and putting it in the trash can or finding somewhere to put it, they're throwing it all over the street and the sidewalk. So wherever there's heavy population over tourism, trash is all over the place. So who has to clean this up? The locals have to clean it up. I've never been one to throw my trash out in the street. I don't care if I'm in my home country, in another country. It does not matter. I do not throw trash out in the street. We got enough problems in this world. Our ozone layer is bad. The equator is bad. We're shooting stuff up in the sky. The weather's not like it's supposed to be. Pollution is at an all-time high. We are messing up this world. And the last thing we really need to do is add anything more to this. But I understand, you know, when you a stupid drunk foreigner, you really don't care. You just drunk. You laying in the street. You thinking that Japan is all neon lights and anime and whatever else. It's like, forget the people, forget the landscape, forget the history, forget all of it. We don't really care. We just want to go and just say we went to Japan and had a good time and sleep with women and feel like we're kings because their white asses are nothing but trash back at home. I said it, and I meant what I said. And I didn't stutter with what I just said either. It doesn't make any sense. This is disgusting. You can imagine what their houses look like and their living spaces look like. This is not okay. Like, we want places to stay tourist friendly. But if we're going to have all the bad apples and people that just coming in that just don't care, then yeah, ban them. You know, it's like, I'm going to be honest, ban them. And the whole thing is they're going to ban everybody. So yeah, instead of being mad at Japanese people in Japan, be mad at the people that are doing it that are making us all look bad. Be mad at them. Because they're doing it. Do they really need all those people going up to Mount Fuji and hiking like that though? Like, I'm seeing pictures of like tons and tons of people like on trails going up to Mount Fuji. I would feel uncomfortable. I don't want to go with a large amount of people. I mean, if some lava come down the damn thing, we gonna be tripping over each other trying to get away from it. No, thank you. I don't want no parts of that. No, not at all. Keep the earth clean. Respect people's culture. Respect people. Look around you when you go places too. You don't need to be loud. You don't need to be belligerent. Just go there, take your picture and leave. Clean up your trash. Respect the people. Bow. Say a little bit of Japanese. Be respectful and move on. Keep all that rowdy stuff wherever in your home, in your room, wherever you want. If you want to be drunk, go back to the hotel room. Keep that behind closed doors. Nobody don't want to see that. And I mean nobody. Nobody cares that you're a European persuasion or you're white. You know, it's like, because, you know, there's a lot of that too. We got a lot of that privilege where people be thinking that because they're a certain skin color that they can just come to any type of country and act a fool. And then when they get called out, they want to start fighting and screaming and hollering at the top of their lungs about how the world is not fair. And it's like, get off your high horse, please. Leave people alone. If you can't be respectful, leave people alone. Leave Japan alone. Simple as that. This whole situation is sad. I hate seeing like trash. Just, cause you know it's like, Japan's not like that. Japan's not like that at all. Like they try to be clean. There's some parts of Japan that's not clean, but for the most part, you know, they're organized. They try to stick to the rules. So it's sad that we're looking and like the locals are just like, well, dang. Like, on one hand, we're getting money somewhat, even though like the yen currency is like so low, and like the US dollar is like, you know, so I guess they're like, we're getting money, but at the same time, it's like we have all these problems that come with getting that money. So, headache. I have a headache. You guys, this is a lot to think about. Follow my social media, mostly my Instagram. Also, my blog, Niche Asian Pop Culture. The link is always down in the description box below. And remember, be real. Stay real. Live in the real. And I will always be back. Thank you guys for watching. Put below how you feel about this. Do you like throwing trash all over the streets of Japan? Do you like picking up trash? Do you like keeping the world clean? Are you just a generic person that really only sees Japan as an otaku paradise? Or is there something deeper in it for you? I'd like to hear your thoughts.